My name is Dami. So what I have is a collection from what I call the Oriki experiment. I started working on the Oriki experiment over a decade ago. I compiled, composed, drew from some inspiration. There are definitely choruses and songs of worship that will sound familiar to those from the culture, from the Yoruba culture, the Nigerian culture. I was able to pull into some of the chants and the poetry that have played such a big part in what we call Oriki. Oriki, by definition, is honorific praise, right? Ori is the head, ki is to just hype up and to big up, right? And that belongs to God ultimately, kind of getting into the mode of the psalmist and the majesty and the exaltation and the wonders of our God, and just declaring and honoring his magnificence, that he is the king above all kings. He's the kingmaker. He's the majesty of all the heavens. He's over all, declaring and just surrendering to the fact that he's the one who says and does and says he's one in all. His name is above all, and just marveling at the great power. There's no one above him. Lineage-wise, the idea of the Oriki is actually, it's also a name style that's given to children as they are born into the family. It's also a lineage style as it pertains to family lines and clans and royalty. And there are usually songs and poetry and chants that have so much to do with the personality and the characteristics that you would ascribe to a family group or to a village or to a clan. And it's really very fascinating because it's a lineage, it's tribal, it's royal, it is prophetic, right? Love the language so much. My dad, who actually is not Yoruba, but he studied it as a linguist, he taught me so much about the workings of the language, funnily enough, and told me so many things about the idiomatic nature of the language, the sounds that really represent the word, because that in itself is the word for many, many words in Yoruba language, right? Like, I love the fact that, for example, if you wanted to say something was just a hot mess, just crazy and all over the place and rubbish, right? You could really put together two-syllable words, and that would be a complete word. Just try it with me. Jaga, jaga, shege, shege, rada, rada, bagu, bagu. I mean, it's just so fascinating. And my dad definitely inspired me, and just in all things give glory to God. And that's where this is. And so for many years, I've tweaked and played with this and sung it in random places. I had it feature in a feature film. And I have friends who are not necessarily Nigerian or Yoruba who have been carried along by the virtue and the honor and the praise and just the spirit and the power behind words like this that you will find in this compilation of the Oriki experiment. In this song, Oyigiyigi, you'll find elements of songs of worship that may be familiar to you. It's a compilation, a composition, and you'll find the elements of the call and response as well. And of course, in Yoruba songs and music, we have the traditional talking drum, which I don't play, but I want you to join me in this one. Let's have a little bit of fun. I had so much fun creating this one. And I want you to mouth with me the idiomatic mimicking of the talking drum, right? This. All right? So if you could just make two sounds with me, do, 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 right? And then the next one is the click of the tongue. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You got it? We're going to take it from there. Masi Ibarere o do 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 Kábíyèsí Olúwa mi ìwọ láláfin ọ̀run ọba tí ń rọ́ba tí ń fọba jẹ ọba tó jọba lọ ìwọ lológo dídán ológo jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ọba tó tóbi ọba ńlá ńlá àwímáyẹ̀hùn Oyigiyigi o àwímáyẹ̀hùn àtòfara tí bí òkè mo ní ìbà rẹ̀ rèé o aládé ògo àṣẹ̀dá mi ìwọ láláfin ọ̀run ọba tí ń rọ́ba tí ń fọba jẹ ọba tó jọba lọ ìwọ lológo dídán ológo jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ọba tó tóbi ọba ńlá ńlá àwímáyẹ̀hùn Oyigiyigi o àwímáyẹ̀hùn àtòfara tí bí òkè mo ní ìbà rẹ̀ rèé o. Ọba tó tóbi, ọba ńlá ńlá, àwí máa yẹ̀hún. Ẹ̀yin ṣá láwí máa yẹ̀hún. Ògbìgbà tó ń gbà láyé lára, ọba tí ń yọ ọmọ rẹ̀ nínú ààfin, àwí máa yẹ̀hún. A lè wí lè ṣe, a lè ṣe lè wí. A sọ̀rọ̀ má tàsé o, mo ní ìbà rẹ̀ rèé o. So this next one, Oriki, which is that song, that honorific chant, that honorific praise, is definitely more of a traditional style. You'll find elements again of some traditional worship songs inserted in there that will help carry you along. Yet it's all of the words in just absolute, adamant, audacious, confident praise to the one who is above, the greatest of the greatest, the one who is my king, your king. And really, the songwriter here in this compilation of one of the songs I borrowed to compose this talks about if only I could know that song, right? Because there's just 1,000 tongues are not enough to sing of our Redeemer's praise. But if I could just get that one song, I would sing it and I'd never shut up, right? I would sing it and I would dance like that spin top and just go round and round in circles again, and alluding to that style of Yoruba traditional dance where you just have to go in circles, right? Out of pure excitement at the glory of our King. Mba moriki mba kọrin láì dákẹ́. Mba fijó sí bí òkòtó Jésù. Máa jó ròyìn 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 ròyìn. Arúgbó ọjọ́. Lálódì ọ̀run ògbìgbà tí ń gba láì lára ọba tí ń gbani lọ́jọ́ ibi. Àtòrí aláìsùn ọ̀ṣẹ́ ògbìgbà tí ń gba láì lára lẹ́rù. Ọba mi aládé wúrà, ọba mi aládé ògo. Ọba tí ń gbénu múdí aṣọ láti ń gbénu adélébọ̀ òṣògo. Mo yíká ọ̀tún o, mo yíká òsì. Ó dá mi lójú pé wonderful lọ́lọ́run mi ògbìgbà tí ń gba láì lára ọba tí ń gbani lọ́jọ́ ibi. Ìyìn rẹ̀ rèé o, ọba mi elétí ọ̀fẹ́. Adára tán, atóbi tán, atọ́ba tọ́nu. Bíṣọ̀pù apọ́sítọ́lì ọkọ̀ wa. Àtọ́bàjáyé ẹlẹ́rù ni ọba mi àtẹ́rẹ̀rẹ̀ kárí ayé. Ẹ má bá mi ra bàbá fọ́ọ̀bà yìí o. Ọba tí ń bẹ kí bẹbẹ ó tó máa bẹ. Ọba tí ń jẹ́ èmi ni, èmi ni, èmi ni má ṣe bẹ̀rù. Ọba mímọ́ tí ń wọ mímọ́. Ọba mímọ́ tí ń sọ mímọ́ tí ń jẹ́ mímọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ mọ níṣẹ́ fàyàtì. Onítẹ̀ àánú aṣọ́rẹ́kiri, akiriṣọ́rẹ́. Mo ní kí lẹ ò lè ṣe. Ta lẹ ò jùlọ. Alápá ńlá tó solé ayérò elétí kára tó dájere lọ. Mo wí bẹ́ẹ̀ nílé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ lájọ. Ọba tó gbajúmọ̀ káàkiri àgbáyé. Mo ní mbà moriki mbà kọrin láì dákẹ́. Ọba mi àdákẹ́ dájọ́ o. Mbà fijó sí bí òkòtó Jésù. Ṣebí wọ́n la ṣẹ̀dá mẹ̀dá wẹ̀dá gbẹ̀dá. Arúgbó ọjọ́. Open up production. Hey, 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 hey.
That's me doing this week.
Drummers would do that. They would make special announcements with the talking drum, and the drum would say it for them.
Okay, you.
Play that talking drum,
Happy
buddy.
birthday, Daddy.
Ọba ńlá sokosu, ayé máa yọ̀ ọ́ ní sí ọba jẹ́.